I am just a woman of many trades. Anyway, but not all trades. Not a Jack or Jill of all trades. Just a few though. But I have a long history of writing poetry and reading poetry and listening to poetry, and I actually really like it. Even, I mean, good poetry. I don't really write much of it anymore. I'm kind of out of that phase. I don't know if I'll ever get back. I might, but actually, kind of probably. I just can't tell. Probably no though. But what I wanted to say though about poetry, and that's not me getting messages right now. What I wanted to say is that poetry, at least in America, and it may have been a global movement, I want to say about 7 years ago, started getting not poetic, like less poetic, and extremely political, not even anything anyone would want, unless they were political and had political motives, want to listen to as poetry, right? So some of my stuff I really didn't even write that way. Highly unpopular myself in the poetry community among some, many, actually many, because the trend was to be highly, highly political. And it wasn't poetic at all. I mean, you can make poetry political or politics poetic. But, but, some of the stuff was just blatant, just politics, and it wasn't poetic at all. And I hate to say it, but I disliked it. And whenever I tried to write it and from without being, I mean, well, I don't want to say without being influenced because I did take in some of that stuff, but not that way at all. Like I would just write love poems, and some of those people I really don't know if I actually love, but I love them in a way, and or loved them then or something. I mean, I don't believe that every single love affair or love that you feel is whether it's romantic or platonic has to last forever. But in any event, a lot of my poetry is not like that. It's not political, but at the same time, it is kind of not. I mean, not like a 13-year-old crying like, "Oh, I love you. I can't believe you broke up with me," but kinda. I mean, but it's just like I was going through some serious, serious stuff, and I just had to like, I'm gonna sit down and write something, and maybe I'll publish it to do something else because I need to keep myself occupied, right? And luckily there's Amazon self-publishing. So anyway, it's just for historic sake. I went through several psychotic breaks and stuff like that, and I mean, art therapy is a thing, and I don't know. I mean, anyway, you can read my poetry or toss it. But I know that some other poets who may be even really well known, their poetry actually sucks. And there's a book I recommend, Poetry Speaks, which is American and British. I think it's basically English poetry starting back, I guess, in the 1800s. Well, at least when the first recordings, like a phonograph, were invented, and poets began recording. You can actually listen to poets, real good classic poets, read their work, and you get the book along with it so you can see how it's written on the page, which is often important. So thanks. That's my note on poetry for tonight. When other people are watching football, what is it, Monday Night Football? I don't know. Anyway, it's January. What is it? The 13th, 2025. Peace.